we would start off by doing something kick butt. Is that cool?
I'm down, man.
Okay, the only catch is I'm not going to do it, Luke. You are.
Oh, me?
I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. Don't be nervous, okay? We start like every other card trick. You're going to say stop as I go through.
Oh, all right, stop.
Right here?
Yep.
I'll show you the card.
All right.
And I'll show the camera the card as well.
Yes.
And look, I leave it down inside about halfway.
Okay.
Now, Luke, you're probably expecting me to find the card.
Please.
I'm not going to. You're going to do it.
Come on, man.
It's simple, man. Reach over, cut the cards in half.
This is the Ben Train show, not the Luke Dancy show. Let me cut a little. Hold on, let me cut a little more. I don't trust you.
It's your life, my friend.
Cut
the cards in half. And if Luke did his job right, what was your card, Luke?
5 of clubs.
Five of clubs?
No, ace of clubs.
Ace of clubs?
I'm messing with you.
It's up to you.
Ace of clubs.
And you cut.
6 diamonds.
That would have been cool, though. It would have been cool if you had. Luke, have you ever heard of card counting?
Yeah, actually.
Well, that's a 6, which means if I count exactly 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your card was the
ace of clubs.
That's
nice.
Exactly
That's
what
cool,
we got.
dude.
Not bad. But I said we were going to start off with sending kick butt, and I meant it. And finding one ace is good, but you know what would be better? It would be finding the 1, 2, 3. That's all 4 aces.
Nice.
You did fantastic. Good job, Luke.
Nice. This is going to be good.
This is going to be good.
It's going to be a good time, guys. Yeah.
Hot diggity dog, it is Saturday, the best day of the week. Don't believe me? Call your grandma and she'll tell you so. Go on, I'll wait.
5 minutes later.
See, what did I say? She 100% loves Saturday Sorcery, and especially today, because we have the legendary Ben Train in the house. Insert air horns here, baby! And you just saw Ben perform SACT, which is semi-automatic cutting 2. But before we learn this legendary effect, I do want to tell you about this week's giveaway. If you want a chance to win the Card Ninja Bundle, stick around to later on in the episode, and I'll show you how to enter that very giveaway. Now, this effect, SACT, is from Ben Train's At the Table lecture. And if you want to see more on this very At the Table lecture, I highly recommend you do. I couldn't recommend anything more in my life. So make sure you check it out. Card on screen right now. Now that's enough of me flapping my gums. I'm gonna put my feet up and relax and watch the explanation with you. So, Ben, take it away.
And that one is called SACT, Semi-Automatic Cutting 2. And you could do it with cutting 2 aces, cutting to other cards. So it does use a setup. So I'm going to quickly go through and set up the cards. The setup is extremely simple. You can follow along at home if you have the cards with you. The setup is to remove all the cards of one suit. In this case, I'm going to remove all the diamonds. And I put them in numerical order. So starting with king, all the way down. Do I have jacks and stuff? 5, 4. Set it up very quickly. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And I just need the jack of diamonds, and then we're ready to do the trick. And this is, I used a stack of suits in more than one trick, you'll see.
Where the heck is it?
Jack of diamonds, right here. So I've set it up so it's king through 2 of diamonds, with one exception, and that is, I've moved the 2 of diamonds, so it's king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, but I've moved the 2 from the face to the back. You'll understand why in a second. All of these cards go on the face of the deck, the diamonds, and then I take the aces. This is the cards that I'm going to use for my production, and I put one of them on the face, 2 of them on top of the deck, then I cut about 20 cards, and I hold a break in between them, and finally the last ace goes on top. Now there's a bunch of ways you can get into this in a sort of impromptu setting, but I won't go into that right now. We can talk about that, I guess, after.
Sure.
But the easiest way to get into this is I set it up and then I walk up to a group and I would do the trick for them there. And so it works like this. So I'm in position, once again, just so you guys see, it's the ace of diamonds or whatever ace on top, followed by a bunch of indifferent cards, then our run of 2, followed by king, queen, jack, all the way down through to the ace. And I'm holding a break above these 2 aces. I know it's a little bit to remember, but you'll understand in sequence what it does.
Sure.
So when I'm ready to do the trick, I walk up to somebody and I say, we're gonna do something awesome, only I'm not gonna do it, you're gonna do it. Now that to me is already an engaging sort of presentation.
Sure.
So now they go, okay, well, it's about me, what's gonna happen? So I say, would you do me a favor, say stop? And I riffle down the cards and I'm still holding my break, and I'm gonna do the standard riffle force. So someone says stop, Doesn't matter where they say stop, my finger goes inside here. And as my right thumb comes to the back of the deck, I actually lift up at the break I have, and I release and close the deck from the front. So this is the standard riffle force. It looks like this. They say stop, and I cut, and now I show the forced ace of clubs.
Okay.
So everybody sees that's the ace of clubs, and now you get this very fair return to the deck. So it's lost inside, it's very fair. And then I throw in a false shuffle. So I do Derek Delgadio's truffle shuffle. And then I put the cards down in front of somebody and they say, you're going to find your own card. Trust your gut. This will work. Cut the cards in half. Now, because of that bank of 13 diamonds, which is now placed about the center of the deck, as long as they cut the cards in about half, this will work. So a couple things to give us to make this a little more surefire. Number one is I actually have the bank a little bit lower than halfway. So the middle of my bank is not at the 26th position. Good. The middle of my bank is actually at like 28 or 29. It's a little bit lower because in my experience and talking to people who do a lot of stack work, they found that if you ask someone to cut the deck in half, more often than not, they cut a little bit deeper.
Okay, that's good to know.
But try the trick out, and if you find with your experiences are a little different, you can adjust the stack accordingly. The other thing is I have them cut the deck in half, and I point directly beside the deck. So this is an idea from Ed Marlowe when he was in his Pharaoh Shuffle notes. It makes it easier to cut the deck in half when it's side by side because you can estimate and you can see if you cut like this, you can see that doesn't look like half. It's different. So if you tell them to cut the deck in half, they will. And they'll cut, and they cut to, in this case, the 6 again. Cool. Looks like they messed up. They picked the ace of clubs, they cut the deck wherever they wanted, they cut to a 6. Looks like it went wrong. And now you get excited, you say, oh, have you ever heard of card counting? You pick up the deck, you can have the spectator do this as well, but I just do it myself. You turn over the 6, and now you count 6 cards. So that's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 6th card, and when you turn it over, it will be the forced selection.
So that the number that they end on is the card.
The number that they end on is the card. And the reason that we moved the 2 of diamonds to the back of the stack is if we had the 2 of diamonds in our stack, we would actually have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then turn over the next card, which is totally fine if that's the way you want to do it. I would just rather say your card's at 6, turn over. There it is, the ace of clubs. Yeah. And now hopefully this is going to be a big surprising moment. This was the original top card of the deck that they cut. That's going to be an ace that we positioned. Because of the setup that we had, when they counted 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they've placed an ace on top of this packet, and we have an ace on top of this packet. With no work now, you can snap and show that now they found all 4 aces from a cut, apparently shuffled deck of cards. That's and cool. What's really cool is this isn't a demonstration of your skill because the entire effect happens sort of in their hands. They cut, there's the 6. Again, they can deal through if they want, and then they turn over, and now they found all the mates to their selection.
That's cool.
Now I need to interrupt for just a little second because look, I promised you, you cutie patootie, a giveaway. But before we do today's giveaway, we need to find out who won last episode's bundle. So who will it be this week? Credit shot! Oh, congratulations, champion. You're the winner of last episode's bundle. So if you could DM me on any of Murphy's socials, I'll get that prize straight out to you. Now, my friend, on to this week's giveaway. If you want a chance to win the Card Ninja bundle, all you need to do is comment in the comment section below what 4 cards would you have appear as well. Would they be the aces, the kings, the queens, the 3s? What would they be? Let me know in the comment section below. Then on next episode of Saturday Sorcery, I'll draw a name out at random and you'll be announced on that episode. So, good luck. Now, champion, are you enjoying what you're watching right now? Because I have good news for you. In the Saturday Sorcery playlist, we have over 100 episodes, which means over 100 free tutorials. So make sure you go check out that playlist. There'll be a link in the description below. Go treat yourself to all that free magic. Because you deserve it.
So that's called semi-automatic ace cutting, or semi-automatic cutting 2. Now sometimes I'll do it as an ace cutting routine. So I'll cut and I'll find an ace, then I'll cut and I'll find a second ace, a third ace, and then they say the last ace I'm not going to find, you'll do it. I put the cards in front of the spectator, they cut, it looks like they went wrong.
And then you do the count.
And then you do the counting, and now what's cool is they end up finding that ace of clubs, so they found the last ace, but then there's that surprising moment where somehow they also refound all the other aces. So hopefully this is a surprise appearance every single time we do it.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's called semi-automatic cutting too. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And another little nugget here that I like that you did was you took something that we all do, which is you get to the card and you go, oh, you know what this is? It's an indicator card. Like you took that even and you put a new spin on it. I think sometimes we just do things because we either do them all the time or we see other magicians do it.
Absolutely.
I love that you just took something like that and called it card counting, right?
Yeah, and I hope I didn't in the performance. I'm a little nervous, at the table. I never call it an indicator card.
I hate
because
that
who
stuff,
cares?
man.
What indicate what? It's stupid. But card counting, again, to me, that's something that resonates with me.
Yeah.
I'm interested in card counting. I think it's pretty cool.
And everyone knows what it is.
Everybody knows what it is. The movie 21 was a big hit, bringing down the house. And of course, that's not actually what card counting is, but it makes sense within the context of routine, especially because we're about to find 4 aces or 4 of a kind. So this looks like the kind of thing like a hardcore cheater would be able to do.
These are the little things that really show that he is a worker, because he's out there in the real world around people. And isn't it interesting that you learn from the people that you perform for what works and what doesn't work, even in your presentations?
Absolutely.
What
and
connects?
I mean, that's the best part about performing in the real world is that you get honest feedback.
Oh, yeah.
And if you do table hopping, I mean, it's an eye opener because you'll do a group and then you'll leave, but a lot of restaurants allow you to walk back without them seeing around, and you'll just hear people talking about, what they liked, what they didn't like, what worked, and a lot of things that you think work, you start doing in the real world, and then you find out they do not work. So this is something that I've played with, and again, I go through all sorts of variations. So I have all sorts of different ways, including, you know what, I almost forgot I was gonna, there's an impromptu way to do this. So there is an impromptu way to do it. I do have the cards sort of stacked for something, but that's fine for the third trick. So if you're doing this impromptu.
Oh, look at these absolute champions. You guys are the best. It's true, I've Googled it. Now, thank you so much, Ben, you absolute cutie patootie and handsome gentleman. If you want to see more of Ben's work, make sure you do. There's a link in the description below right now to a plethora, an absolute delightful bunch of his releases, including the very at the table lecture that this excerpt was pulled from. So make sure you check out all of Ben's releases, link in the description below. Now, if you do have any questions on anything you've seen in today's episode, please throw them down in the comment section below as well, but make sure you use the hashtag question time so I can find them amongst all the competition entries. Now go on, you absolute champion. It is Saturday, the first day of the weekend. So get out of here and go enjoy yourself on our Discord right now. We're having a jam with giveaways and games and so much more. Make sure you come hang out, or I will see you on Tuesday for a special episode of Stumped, or on Wednesday for another What's New This Week. Now take care, my friend. See you later. Oh, bye for now. Whoa, hey, whoa, what's that? Oh, you should definitely check out that. Oh, there's so much good magic in there. You won't regret it. Hey, whoa, hey, look at this bad boy. You should definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe, then watch that. Oh, it's a good day to treat yourself.